Hello everyone and welcome to our today's video. So in today's video we'll be continuing with our scheduling process. In the last video we learned how to calculate the critical path by performing a forward pass analysis and a backward pass analysis. Now the next topic of discussion in this section is on schedule compression. See, you might have to compress the schedule at any point of time during the project. Right now, in the planning, maybe the stakeholders are not happy with the time you are predicting for the project and hence they want you to compress it. Or maybe during execution, there are some delays that have creeped in, and because of that, you need to compress the remaining schedule. So it can be used anywhere. Now, the schedule compression can be performed either by fast tracking or by crashing. Pretty straightforward concepts. We'll understand the difference with a simple example. So let's suppose the normal schedule looks like this, where both the activities are currently taking 4 days each. So 1 2 3 4, then 5 6 7 8. That's how the normal schedule looks like, and there is one person assigned on this activity, and then there is another person assigned on the second activity. Now, when you want to fast track your schedule, what we will do is we will try to run the activities in parallel for at least some period of time. Now, in this case, I can do that because I don't have resource constraints. So I can have the two activities running in parallel for maybe 2 days. But of course, for that to happen, number one, I need to have available resources, like two different resources are working on the two activities. Only then it is possible. And secondly, I also need to have discretionary dependencies between the two tasks, that I can remove them if required, or I can at least run the two activities in parallel for some time. Now with this done, the two tasks now needs only 6 days to complete. However, if we are saying that originally we wanted to perform these activities sequentially and now we are running them parallelly, this might result into some quality degradation, because running the activities parallelly would mean that we are following a best practice. We are not following a best practice, sorry. That when we were doing it sequentially, that's what the best practice was. However, due to the fact that we want to complete the work faster, we are running the activities parallelly. This can lead to some kind of defects or rework in the project. If you don't want to fast track, or if you don't want to run the activities parallelly, or if it's not possible, then the other option is to crash. Now in crashing, we will keep the dependencies as it is. So now we have reduced the duration of the activities from 4 to 3. And how did that happen? We actually added a resource, an extra resource on both the activities, which helps us to reduce the duration. And this will actually be, we can call it as 4 5 and 6. So now once again the two activities take 6 days. However, this time the dependencies were maintained and we traded off cost, because if you look at it, earlier we were paying for 8 days of effort. Now we are paying for 6 days of effort, but we are paying for 2 resources. So basically we are paying for 12 days of effort, and in the normal schedule we were paying only for 8 days of effort. So once again, this boils down to the fact that which constraint is more important for you. If quality is a more important constraint, then you will want to sacrifice cost for the sake of finishing the work faster. But if cost is more important constraint, or resources are a more important constraint, then you might be okay to sacrifice quality for the sake of reducing the timelines. So it's completely up to the project manager, up to the project scenario, that which technique will they prefer. So that was one, schedule compression. Now there is another topic of discussion that we can take up quickly here, which is resource optimization. See, a lot of times what happens is that we assign resources to our activities, but while assigning resources due to human error or due to oversight, we might end up assigning parallel tasks to the same resource, and this creates what we call as resource over allocation. So see, I have brought one example up on the screen. Over here I have three tasks, A, B and C, where A and C are running in parallel, but by mistake I have assigned same resource R1 on both the tasks, making this as a resource over allocation. You can see the red man icon here, that this indicates that these two tasks are utilizing a resource more than their available capacity. Now obviously we cannot finalize the schedule with over allocations in it, so we have to make sure that we resolve these over allocations before the schedule can be baselined. Now there are two ways to do it: smoothing or leveling. In smoothing, what we will do is we will try to utilize our float that is available, if at all, and then try to see if this can help us to resolve the resource over allocations. So as you can see here, activity C had some float available, and I moved the activity C forward to consume that float. However, I was able to resolve the over allocations to almost full extent, but not really. As you can see, there is still this one day where the resource is over allocated, but for the remaining days the over allocation seems to have been sorted. But this still doesn't solve my problem, but in some cases it might. Like in some cases the activities may have enough float that we can consume and the resource over allocation gets resolved. If that can be done, well and good, nothing like it, because you're still keeping your original timeline, which was the as you can see here, the time end date of the project hasn't shifted. And if I can resolve the over allocations without shifting the end date, nothing like it. But of course in many cases that may not be possible, so this is where we have to resort to leveling. So now if you notice, what we have done in leveling is we have actually shifted activity C to start only after A finishes, which means this shifts my project end date by one day. But of course now the over allocation of the resources is resolved. So basically what we can take as a as the main message from this understanding is, we can go to our stakeholders, we can present them the smoothened schedule, that we have tried our best to adjust the start and end, and even after that we still have some over allocations left. So if you want to finish the project in this original duration, you have to give me one extra resource which can go and replace R1 on C, and we can finish the project in the same time. But if not, then this is the leveled schedule, which assumes that you are not going to get any additional resources, and with the available resources, the best we can do is finish the project slightly longer. Slightly more time is required to complete the project than what we originally said. So it's like the sponsors can make the decision, the stakeholders can make the decision. If they want to give you one extra resource, or in this example one, but in general, if they want to give you some extra resources and get the work done faster, or they want to limit the resources, and it's okay if even if the project takes slightly longer because of that. So it's completely up to them. We have we can prepare two versions of the schedule and the decision can be theirs then. I hope this was clear. If you have any confusions, any questions, please feel free to put them in the comment section. I'll be happy to respond back on them. That's all for today's video, and this wraps up our schedule planning as well. So we'll start with the new section of planning in the next video. Take care. Bye. See you next time.